you guys talk about the Big 12 race a lot?
I wouldn't say we talk about it a lot. I would say that we understand it. We understand that it's there, but we got to take it one game at a time. That's how the streak was built, one game at a time. Yeah, so we got to prepare for Texas Tech because that's a big game that's a huge game.
You've been here, and I know I've probably asked you this before, but that thought of not being the team to end the streak, right? You've been through that a couple of years now, or at least had that floating around. It happens every year. What about these young guys? How are they handling that? Have you even seen any evidence of them thinking that way or reacting to that?
I wouldn't say so. I think they're doing a good job. We're on a little bit of a roll right now. We're functioning well together. We're gelling, and I think we understand what it takes. Like I said, the older guys have been really stressing one game at a time. It's the only way you can keep it going, and that's what we need to do.
Is that pressure real? Have you felt that in the past, or even this year? I mean, I know you've talked about it, but
I'd say there's a little bit of pressure. Like you said last year, I mean, there's always one point last year people were thinking that the sky is falling. So it's just kind of just part of being at Kansas. You're gonna have some pressure. I mean, it's good. Pressure also brings out the best in people. And I feel like the younger guys have grown to understand that that's kind of what happens when you're here, and they've done a good job with that.
You mentioned last year was maybe a little close in the league race early, but the first 2 years you guys won the league by 2 and 4 games. Does this week coming up feel like the biggest week you've played in terms of, two kind of huge Big 12 opponents back to back?
Yeah, I'd probably say it's probably one of the biggest weeks of my time here at KU. I think we playing 2 huge games against 2 great opponents, top 2 other teams in the league besides us, and that's going to be big. We got to prepare, quick turnaround, but we just got to go out there and focus on our game on Saturday first and understand what we can do and what we need to do in order to take care of business.
Is there a benefit to having those games so close together?
You kind of got to keep momentum rolling. But in order to keep momentum rolling, like I said, you got to start with the first one.
This week of between games for you or for the team, is it more about refining things or getting back to fundamentals or recovery or how was this week spent?
I would say a little bit of everything. Understanding scouting report, understanding what we need to do for Texas Tech, knowing their little nuances, knowing their players. They've got a lot of talent. They have great coaching, so we have to understand what it takes to guard them and then again to play offense against them. So we're learning that right now, or not learning. We're reaffirming it from the first time we played.
You said Saturday you guys were wired. You weren't worried about keeping that level and that intensity throughout the week. Been no problem?
Yeah, I feel like we're all at that same level. We watched film yesterday, and you could feel the energy. Just even with how a coach is coaching us, there's an energy there, and we're ready to give it all we got, and hopefully finish this out right.
You saw firsthand what Devontae was able to do last year at Tech, just taking over. You saw him every day in practice. Did anything surprise you about him just putting the team on his shoulders?
Honestly, not really. I mean, he did it every day in practice. I mean, there's tons of games leading up to that were moments where he took over, and there are games when he took over, and a player like that doesn't really surprise you. It kind of becomes something you expect from him. I mean, it's hard, as weird as that is to say, you expect him to be as good as that every game. But that was just something else at Texas Tech. Remember that one shot he shot from about his hip to seal the game. I was going to get a rebound, but there's no way in hell that goes in. And it went in. I was like, all right, well, he's really good. So it's kind of cool.
Udoka, Silvio, Marcus, LeGerald. I mean, you guys have sort of gotten used to losing guys this season. If you get Marcus back, or when you get Marcus back, will there be a mental lift that can come from that? Just adding somebody for a change?
Yeah, I mean, I think we gone through enough people being taken away. We might as well just add someone back. Marcus has been working really hard, and I think we're all excited for him to get back and give us another guard out there and allow allows for us to play even more aggressive. You kind of dial it back a little bit when you don't have that amount of depth. And he also brings I feel a calming presence to the team too. So that'll be important for him.
Even though it's been a couple of weeks, how much carryover is there from the win at TCU?
I think that we gotta use that game. We gotta use how that game went, how that energy we had in the locker room, and then we gotta take that to Texas Tech, and we gotta help that pump energy into us on the defensive end in order to get some flow.
First time you guys play Texas Tech, you guys have a 4-guard lineup, Graham Dietrich. Now you have a 2-big lineup. How does that help going against a team like Texas Tech, having that second big in there?
I think it obviously helps with a little bit of rebounding and defending whenever there is 2 bigs. But like they were saying, I mean, with Marcus coming back, there's an opportunity for us to change it up. I mean, obviously, I have no say in it, but coach has the ability to do 4 guards or 2 bigs, and seeing us kind of work. The 2 bigs work is encouraging for us because we know that 4 guards can work. It's worked at the beginning of this year and it's worked this year too. So there's 2 different options you can go to depending on the situation.
If you held a clinic on how to take a charge effectively, what are your pointers?
How to take a charge effectively. First off, I would say kind of gotta get set, and it's gonna hurt, so might as well just get over that and protect yourself. That's a good one.
Thanks, Mitch.